Hi, I'm Barbara Hake. I'm the Business Recruitment Manager for the Kansas Department of Commerce. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you today to share a little bit about business recruitment. I have a team of 6 folks, including myself. We have an international recruitment manager who focuses on bringing projects from outside of the United States into Kansas, anywhere in the state. And I have, including myself, the rest of us are recruiting companies within the United States to anywhere within Kansas. We work about 200 to 250 project leads a year, and as the Secretary mentioned, most of our projects come from what we call site consultants. We do get leads directly from companies, but most of our projects come from what we call site consultants. What are site consultants? These are folks who are hired by the company to go out and find a site for them in the world that makes the most economic sense, that also has a building or site that makes sense for them. So it is our job to work a lot with these folks, and we do that. So well, how do we do this? When we work a project, for example, we get an email or a call to our office from a site consultant or a company. Typically they're looking for a couple of things. They're looking for a home. They're looking for a site to build a building, or a building that exists that will meet their needs. The other thing they're looking for is an incentive package, or the business, a state with a friendly business environment that they can make money and be happy. So our job is to find them a building or site that makes sense for them based on their parameters. They may want to be within 100 miles of an airport. They may want to be along a rail site. They may want to be along a 4-lane highway. They may want to be close to a customer. So they're driving the bus on where they want to be. Sometimes they will do a statewide search, which we like the best because that gives everybody an opportunity to showcase what they have. From that, we send the sites and buildings to the company, and from there, it's a process of elimination. We are trying to stay in the game, and they're trying to eliminate us because it is very competitive. So our job is to stay on track, keep the project in front of them, and see if they can come in and take a visit. When they do decide to visit, which we hope they do. We hope they visit as many as they can. So we will pick them up at the airport, take them around to Olathe and Hugoton, Dodge City, Garden City, wherever they want to look. And we will introduce them to that community, the community partner, economic development professional. It is their job to showcase their community to win the deal, and we are helping them to try to do that by giving them as much information in advance of what this company or site consultant is looking for on that visit. After the site tour, or even before, we are asked to do an incentive package. So we will do a customized incentive package for them, including all the programs that Mr. Kelly talked about. Peak, job creation, however many we can qualify that company for. We were also working with the community. I think what's missing in some of these questions is there is a local incentive package that is also put on the table from Kansas City, Missouri, from Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, from Indianapolis, wherever. And those local incentives are sometimes big dollars, as well as the state package we're trying to put forth as well. The other thing that we do that many people may not know is we market. We market for leads. We do about 25 events a year across the United States. We do these marketing events in Dallas, Chicago, Atlanta, New York, LA. The idea is a lot of these site consultants who are hired by these companies are in these markets. And we are working with them as a soft sell approach to market Kansas at lunch, at dinner, at a sporting event, at an informational session in their boardroom to talk about Kansas and why Kansas would be the best place for the business if they have an opportunity that comes up. And also what's new about Kansas. So we spend a lot of time networking and making sure they know who to call, because Kansas, to be honest, is not always top of mind. We don't have an ocean, we don't have mountains, but we are a great state for business, and we want them to know that. We also do trade shows. We're getting ready to go to an aviation trade show in October, MBAA. We also do the Wind Power Show in the spring. We do Corporate Real Estate Network Show, which is coming up also in October. We do real estate forums across the country where real estate professionals will be, again, to market the state. We do social media, business recruitment LinkedIn group. We have about 600 followers that follow us when we post news releases and rankings. Many people like their communication in various methods, either directly or they like it through email or they like it through social media. So we're trying to touch these people with everything we can to try to keep in touch with them so that they'll think about us. We also do a quarterly e-newsletter that goes out. I welcome you to sign up. It's on our website. Anybody can sign up. It has the latest successes, the latest rankings, the latest press releases, the good things that are going on in the state. Leads. Many times we are asked what kind of leads we are seeing that come into the state. And so we typically do a 3-year look back. Office and manufacturing are very high. Professional services, this would be your accounting, architectural, engineering, your higher skilled office type of positions are high. Logistics distribution is also in there. We hope that with the BNSF intermodal facility coming online in Edgerton, we'll see more of those type of leads. But this just kind of gives you a breakdown of the type of leads of those 200 to 250 leads that we see come in. And these are the successes. We do, again, a 3-year look back. Office is very high. Next would be manufacturing, professional services, and distribution, kind of flowing with the number of leads that we see. I put this slide in here because I want you to see the kind of companies that we're working with and the kind of companies that have chosen to do business in Kansas. Unilever is the one, most recent one. It announced a $150 million expansion, 100 jobs in New Century, which is in southern Johnson County. They have a spreads manufacturing facility, make butter, margarine. They're going to be doing a nice success story there. Teva, they're building a headquarters in Overland Park for their neuroscience division. Mars, I think the Secretary's already talked about that. Candy Plant. Spirit Aerosystems. I wanted to talk a little bit about this story. This was a really interesting project that I worked a few years ago. Spirit was taking some of their lower level, lower skilled work. They wanted to take it outside of Wichita, pay a little bit less, and backfill it with higher skilled positions in Wichita. So we did they wanted to be within 100 miles of Wichita. So we sent it out to a variety of communities. We got 13 responses. Spirit narrowed that down to 7 communities. We visited all 7 in the summer of 2011. I remember it was very hot. And we Chanute ended up winning that project. And we made multiple trips. So that was a great project for Chanute. They had 30 people working at that facility. Kansas Dairy Ingredients in Hugoton, Rubbermaid in Winfield, GTM Sportswear in Manhattan, and Starwood just recently made a decision to locate a customer service center and 1,000 jobs in Wichita, Kansas. The Secretary asked me to give you a couple of examples of projects that we have worked with to kind of show you the flow of how a project would work. Caterpillar is based there's an operation in Wamego. They make massive scoops that stick on the end of a Caterpillar equipment. Ernst & Young, this is an example of a project coming to us from a site consultant. Ernst & Young, which is a major accounting firm out of Chicago, along with their Kansas City Ernst & Young office, called us and said, we want to meet with you in Wamego, Kansas. So we met with the local officials, Ernst & Young, and Bob Cole in Potawatomi County. And they were talking about an expansion that they wanted to do at either Wamego or Waco, Texas. And at the time we visited with them, my impression was they knew more about Waco, Texas, and they were leaning towards doing it there. So our job was to say, wait a minute, don't do it in Waco, do it in Wamego. So we worked hard with the local community. They put a great package together. We worked with the Department of Transportation. They put together some infrastructure money to help with the rail siding. We put together a package of state incentives, and we were able to retain, not just add the 120 jobs. There was a threat that Wamego could lose the positions they had. Retain the 400 jobs, add payroll of $18 million with the addition of the 120 jobs, a 40,000 square foot expansion onto that facility, a $37 million investment. And we were able to win that project over Waco, Texas. AMC. If you haven't picked up the Kansas City Star, or if you picked up the Kansas City Star any time in the last 2 years, you have to have read about AMC. AMC came to us directly from the company. They called my office, and they were very tired of their building. Again, it was a hot summer, and they had a new CEO. Their air conditioning didn't work. Their building was old. They had a bus stop in front of their building. They had high crime. Their employees were afraid to walk to their parking lot. And they are in the entertainment industry, and they wanted a change. They wanted to change the image of where they were because they have lots of people coming in, and they wanted a wow factor to where they were. So their corporate headquarters was up for grabs. It was moving somewhere. And I know they visited Texas, and they frankly told us they need to be in California because that's where Hollywood is and that's where their industry is. So luckily, we were able to work with them over a period of a year to take them to Lenexa, 435 and 95th Street. They looked at the city center facility, that development that they're building there. We looked at the Gateway facility at Mission, or that development that they're building there. We looked at Overland Park and Corporate Woods. And then we also looked at Leawood. And we met with them a variety of times, and they ended up going to Park Place and built a brand new facility. Governor cut the ribbon a couple weeks ago, and we were able to keep them in the area. And the benefit of this project, not just that we got the jobs that will be buying lunches and all the other things that goes on when you're in an office building in that area. We also got the benefit of them being acquired by a company, one of the largest entertainment companies in China, the Wander Group. They subsequently, since that project was done, they were acquired by this company from China, and that has opened up the opportunity for the secretary and the governor to have introductions to other companies in China because of this connection that they've had with this company from China. And I'm not going to repeat this. You've heard enough about the incentives, but I just wanted to give you an opportunity to see these are the kinds of programs that we would put in a written proposal to a company that is considering Kansas. And these are very, very important to the companies to understand them, and we visit with them about how that savings will work in Kansas, along with whatever local incentives are being put on the table as well, and any other state programs such as Department of Transportation.